Hey, ladies. Welcome in, welcome in. Say hello for me as you come in. Let me know if you're watching this live or on the replay. I'm just finishing getting my camera set up, making sure there is sound. It's a little bit of a lag, so it's going to be a second. Perfect. I think we are all set. How is everyone on this Wednesday? It is the last day of school here. Thank goodness, or not the last day. The last week. And it has been a busy, busy, busy week. Let me know how you guys are doing. If you're watching this live, say hello, of course. If you're catching this on the replay, make sure you drop replay in the comments so I can come back and say hello to you later. Welcome in though. Hey there, Jennifer. Don't be afraid to say hi. I am launching a 7-day challenge, which is what we're going to be talking about in this live tonight. I didn't even honestly think I was going to come on live today. I have been in a funk all week long. And I know that happens sometimes, but one thing I promised myself when I started this, and one thing I promised you guys, is that I will always show up real, raw, authentic, vulnerable. So here I am. I definitely do not feel on my A game tonight. I don't feel clear. I don't have that clarity that I usually have coming into this. I don't feel lit up, but that's okay. That is why I'm here. That is why I'm still showing up, because I know that we all have moments like that we all have moments where we feel that way. So again, drop hello in the comments for me. Let me know if you are catching this on the replay. Let me know if you're here with me live. I'm trying to watch the comments. If you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. Those that are new to my space, welcome in. I am Alexandria. I am a worth and confidence coach for women. I help you to believe in your worth, to build your confidence, so you can step into alignment with whatever your dreams or your desires are. I have this deep passion for seeing others succeed, for knowing that you believe in yourself, knowing that you're getting those big wins by stretching yourself. And that's why I'm here and why I created this space. But let's get back to the live tonight. This week has been crazy. It's been heavy, and I don't really know why. Like, it's not that anything bad has happened, because it hasn't, but I've just had this brain fog all week long. Like, every time I try to take a step forward or make big decisions, it feels like the ground is shifting underneath me. Has anybody ever felt that way? Like, you want to be making progress, but that progress just is not happening. And the more you think about it, the less amount of progress happens. I usually can listen to something motivational to pep me up. There we go. Pop it on my Audible, something like that. Throw on a YouTube video. But that motivation's just not there. Like, it has gone so quiet on me. My soul has been so restless, and I don't know how else to describe it besides restless. Like, I can feel that purpose and I can feel that passion so, so deeply. I know it's there, but it's like that fog is in the way of reaching it. I just can't quite get to it. This last weekend, I spoke for the virtual summit, the Heal Her Summit. I spoke on Sunday. That was an amazing experience. One of my big goals on my vision board is to someday become a motivational speaker. So I feel like that was a great stepping stone for me in that direction. There wasn't a lot in attendance, but that's okay. I know Sunday, third day of a summit, especially a Sunday morning, there was probably a lot of people at church doing their own thing, but the experience was amazing. The reason and the purpose for the summit was amazing, and I am thankful for that opportunity. And I really, really hope it blessed women and met them right where they're at. If you need the link for that, ladies, I can get you the link for the replays. I just received access to those today. So if you wanted to attend but maybe didn't get to, just let me know. I will drop those links in your DMs if you want them, okay? But outside of that, I also attended Tony Robbins' Thrive in 2025 event. I love listening to Tony Robbins. Dean Graziosi is amazing too. But it's just a 3-day virtual summit where they kind of teach their strategies as far as starting their business. A lot of motivation in there. Matthew McConaughey spoke, Lisa Nichols. I know there's a few others, but I can't think of them. Lisa Nichols is one of my favorite, and Matthew McConaughey is awesome to listen to as well. But I always come away from that event like super fired up, ready to jump in, feeling like I can take on the world. And that didn't happen this year. Like I did not walk away inspired, and it had nothing to do with the presenters. They were on fire as usual. Lisa's message was just, it was incredible, like it always is. But there's just something inside of me, like I wanted to feel this momentum and to walk away ready to take on the world. But instead, I walked away feeling like I was in doubt. And that scared me because I'm usually pretty easily motivated. I'm usually pretty easily inspired. But instead, I found myself asking, like, what do I have to offer? What's next for me? Why is there not anything lighting that spark up right now? I only share that to normalize those feelings because it's okay. We're not always going to feel on. We're not always going to be ready to take on the world. Sometimes, and this has been me, sometimes we just have a lot of internal pressure going on, right? There's just a lot of things in the world around us, in our little world, that drives our attention elsewhere or causes us to feel that extra pressure. For me, this week, that has looked like pressure to create content when I'm not feeling creative. Like, I want to make sure the content I put out there for you guys is valuable and value packed. And when I'm in this own place of non-creativity, it feels like it's not coming from an authentic place. But that's why I'd rather show up in a way like this where I am being authentic. Welcome in, Shaylee. There's also that pressure to be a leader when I feel stuck. So how am I going to lead when I'm feeling stuck myself? Right? Or that pressure to feel strong when everything around me feels off anyways. My relationships feel off, just the way I communicate with people, the way I'm showing up, everything. Or even the pressure to keep moving forward when I feel like I'm pouring from an empty cup. And I had another realization because I'm learning to sit with the discomfort. I know you guys hear me talk about that a lot. I'm learning to sit with it and to truly figure out where it's coming from. I've even gotten better at writing my thoughts down at paper. Like usually my morning routine consists of I get up, do my daily devotional, I write down my 3 things of gratitude. Sorry guys, I have my window open because my office is hot. The train's getting ready to go by and I know it is super loud, so I apologize. But I practice my gratitude. I set my intentions for the day. And even that has been hard. Like my intentions, I don't know because I don't have any motivation right now. I try to celebrate something, and sometimes that's as simple as writing down, I am worthy. Like sometimes that's my celebration. But I've started writing my thoughts down on paper too. Like especially when I get in these funks, just start brain dumping on paper to try to get it out. And I had this realization either yesterday or today that after the pageant, like I loved having something to chase. I loved having something big to work towards, this big, massive goal, right? I enjoyed stepping outside of my comfort zone and feeling like I was pushing past my limits. I don't know if it was the adrenaline rush. I don't know if it was just the growth that was coming from it and learning to just love what I was discovering about myself. But it almost gave me this sense of purpose. And now that that's over, like I feel like I'm in this weird in-between place. I don't know where to go next. So again, I share that because something I'm reminding myself of, and maybe there's someone on here that's watching this either tonight, maybe you're watching the replay later on, maybe you need to hear this too. Something that Tony Robbins always says is your breakthrough is on the other side of your worst day. And again, he's someone I love, like his inspiration always finds somewhere to hit deep. And then another one of my favorites, Lisa Nichols, she talks about sometimes we have to borrow the belief from someone else when we've lost our own. So hopefully that speaks to you. If it does, drop yes in the comments for me, if that's something maybe that you needed to hear. Because that's what this moment is for me. It is not a breakdown. It's just a pause. right? It's okay to stop sometimes, to pause. It's that pause between purpose and clarity. It's been shady. I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know if it's just this time of year, right? That transition from end of school year to summertime. I don't know, but there is something in the air. So I feel you, girl. I validate your feelings. And yeah, I love what he has to say. And if nothing else, it gives you a little bit of hope. But I encourage you, if that is you, don't be afraid to sit with that discomfort. Don't be afraid to figure out what it is that you are needing to hear in this moment right now, to pause with that. Not from pressure, not this place of pressure, and I have to figure it out, right? But rather being present and in the moment, which is hard to do. I get that. It's something I struggle with too. I have to remind myself to just be. And if you're a mama, I know that can be hard too. Sometimes that's in the shower for me, right? Because I'm in the shower before my boys get up in the morning. That's where I find my quiet for just a moment. But whatever that looks like for you, don't do it from a place of pressure. Okay. Something else, and I know I talked about this in the summit, the trauma summit that I spoke about. I don't know if I shared this with you guys in one of my lives, but one of the things that Mel Robbins talks about, and it was really interesting to me. And I know back when I did my trauma certification, like I'd read about this, but it was just something that stuck out again just recently. But our body senses fear long before our mind does. And in this study, Mel Robbins was talking to a psychologist. And in the study that they did, the psychologist talked about how our body senses that fear way before we catch on to it in our minds. So when you learn to really get in touch with your body and like be aware, you can start picking up on those things quicker. We start getting that tightness in our chest, like that sick feeling in our stomach or in our shoulders. I know I carry a lot of mine on my shoulders, um, or even in my neck, right? But that feeling like you just want to disappear. So when you start feeling that, it's not that you're failing. It's just that you need to ground yourself. It's your nervous system asking you to pause and ground yourself. Yeah, Shaylee, and I do too. I do too. It is hard to sit with that discomfort sometimes. So Shaylee said, I find it too overwhelming to sit with the discomfort. Sometimes sitting with that discomfort forces us to face a lot of fears and stuff that we didn't even realize we had. Sitting with that discomfort brings up a lot of emotions that sometimes we're not sure how to handle. And that could come from the way we were raised. That could come from just the things that we've absorbed from around us. But it is hard. It is hard to sit with that discomfort. But I'm learning the more I do that, the quicker I'm able to get through these funks because I can sit there and face it and then release it. All right. But I'm going to keep this short and sweet tonight, ladies. I wanted to make sure I still showed up for you, but I wanted to launch a 7-day challenge and we'll talk about it a little bit and hopefully you're in. Instead of waiting for everything to feel aligned, because I don't know when that's going to happen again. Hopefully it's soon because I don't love not having this clear sense of focus. But instead of waiting to feel aligned or inspired or polished, I'm showing up as I am. All right. And I'm inviting you guys to come along this journey with me for the next 7 days. I'm going to be inside this group, whether it be coming on live, just like this. I might randomly pop in live through the content that I share, just the text content. But I want to show up and share and lead from the middle, from the messy, from the mud, the fog, whatever you want to call it, that flatness that I know I'm feeling right now. From this place of, I don't know what the heck I'm doing or what my next step is, but I'm still showing up. Because, and I know I have said this before, motivation is going to run out. And if we learn to rely on motivation to take action, you're never going to take action because that motivation, it comes and goes. right? Ebbs and flows. It's going to be here sometimes super strong, and there's going to be other times that it's not. So if we're always working from a place of when we're motivated, it's going to take a lot longer to get to your goals. But if you learn to work from that messy middle, sometimes that's when your biggest breakthrough happens. So that's what I'm doing next 7 days. Hopefully by the end of the seventh day, we are past whatever this funk is. But I'm encouraging you to walk with me. All right, this challenge is not to be better. It's not to fix yourself. You are amazing just as you are. All right, rather it's to be honest. It's to be real. It is to sit, Shaylee, I challenge you. It is to sit with that discomfort. It's to stop pretending that we're fine, even if we're not. Because it's okay to not be fine. There is nothing wrong with that. So I'm not asking you to do anything fancy. All right, I'm just asking you to show up just as you are. Show up and listen. If you want to jump in with your comments, that would be great. But I hope by the end of these 7 days, you feel seen, you feel validated, and you feel heard. And maybe even just a little bit braver in whatever your next step is. All right. Yeah, it does. It runs out. We cannot rely on it. We cannot rely on that motivation to keep moving forward. And it's easy to put on another motivational video, but what happens is just like now, right? I'm turning on those motivational videos. I walked away from a 3-day Tony Robbins event, not motivated. And that's like the epiphany of motivation. So we have to learn to keep showing up without it. Exactly right. So what do I hope your takeaway is tonight? The work that we do in the trenches, the work that we do when we're in that rut, that's going to be the work that changes us the most. It's not always the shiny lunch, right? In my case, it's not always that big win. It's not always going to be that fire you up moment. It's still showing up when you would rather hide. It's choosing to stay or to sit with that discomfort, even when it would be so much easier to run. It's sitting with that discomfort when you would rather move away from it. So if you're like me, if you've been feeling foggy this week, Shaylee, I feel you. If you've been waiting for your motivation to come back, if you are just straight up tired of pretending, join me right here for the next 7 days. Let's do this together. Let's show up raw. Let's show up real. Let's show up vulnerable. But most of all, worthy. Because no matter what, even in these moments when we're feeling this way, we are still so worthy. So if you're in, type "let's go" in the comments. Let me see it. Even if you're catching this on the replay, type #replay let's go, because I'm here to cheer you on. And I'm excited to go on this journey with you. And I know by the end of this 7 days, something incredible is going to come from it. Even if it's just that much more belief in ourselves. Ladies, that is all I have for you tonight. Like I said, I'm keeping it short and sweet. This is me being raw and vulnerable, but I can't wait to be with you for the next 7 days. I encourage you, if you know ladies that would benefit from this group, I encourage you to invite them in. Share this space with them. All right, I know I have this in place for my mastermind. I know I have this in place for my roadmap, but that's not what this space is for. This is a space that we get to show up. We get to be ourselves. We don't have to hide our feelings. We are here to just be. And I love that you chose to be here. So thank you for that. Shaylee, let's go. Let's go. We've got this. All right. You are worthy. You are enough. I am empowering you always. I will see you back in this group tomorrow.